Welcome back to Talkin Texas Forever, a Friday Night Lights podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Liz.
And we're discussing Season 3, Episode 2, Tami Knows Best. Original air date October 8th, 2008. Written by Elizabeth Heldens and directed by Jeffrey Reiner. The forwards I gave you along with the summary, article, identity, respect, and guardian.
Is it okay?
You did. You did great. In this episode, Matt searches for a way to help his grandma and must find his long-lost mother. Eric continues to help Smash. Tim and Lila face a roadblock in their relationship, and Tyra runs for class president while Tami doesn't approve of her approach.
Neither did I. But let's talk about it.
I can't wait to get into that because Kate sent some interesting words that I didn't feel the way about Tami. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm curious on your take. So we open with Billy barging in to Tim's room. Tim's with Lila. They can't get the new belt buckle off. And the best thing, not that we're going to go scene by scene, but I had to start with how this episode actually opened. Billy says, and I quote, "I was digging through the couch for change." And I found this, and it was a letter of interest from Oklahoma University, which Tim hasn't responded to.
In the couch was this letter, not the garbage, in the couch.
Yes, that is correct.
Tim.
Tim. Lila jumps up and she's like, "Oh my God, let me take care of it. You're getting interest. I'll respond to them."
She has to be the responsible party.
Yes. Yeah. And
this is a theme in the relationship. We knew this is going to happen. This is what I was trying to get to last week with my circle. It just she's trying to make like something. It's just not, he's not the something. He doesn't want it enough. But then she says later, he needs someone to believe in him.
Yeah.
Someone needs to push him.
Yeah.
But like maybe not write the letter, like respond back to the college for him.
Well, she
just urge. You should.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, she can't believe that he's actually getting interest along with Billy.
Right. This is huge.
It's huge. And Billy's like, "We're going places. I'm getting married. You're going to college."
It's cute.
Look at us Reagan boys.
Yeah.
So back at the Garrity's, Buddy invites Lila to go out to eat with the McCoys, who is they're the new big boosters in town.
Mm-hmm.
And Buddy wants to make a good impression. As we saw last week, they were being very, I don't mean to say it, but Buddy is very much up his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so Lila insists on bringing Tim. And Buddy states that he has his concerns about Tim and that he's white trash and you're going to go downhill. Are you using protection? What do you think about this? Do you agree with Buddy on this?
I agree there's truth in what he's saying.
Yeah.
As a parent, I'm not a parent, but as a parent, you would want the best for your kid. And I feel like we've had this conversation before on many of our podcasts. Like the parent is just trying to look out for their child. Everyone in the town knows Tim. Everyone knows this is Tim. They know his MO. They know he's guaranteed to come drunk. We know he's guaranteed to fall asleep or, sit on the couch with his no pants on. Like, we know that this is Tim Riggins. That's what the town knows him as. So I don't blame Buddy for jumping to conclusions that her life will be in an uproar if she continues the path of being with Tim. But he also, I guess, has to just trust his kid.
Well, yeah, but it's interesting because we've seen Buddy stick up for Tim.
We have.
If Riggo is...
Well, it's whatever Buddy needs.
Right. And for the Panthers, go Riggins because Riggins is a good key player.
Yeah.
But dating your daughter is a totally different situation. And Lila has faith. She says, he's not who you think he is. He's going to college. And so this is this has made her see him in a totally different new light.
Right. She has hope that he will become something because I think she realizes he very well may not. And she's afraid that she's going to be with someone who doesn't care about having any goals. He's just going to live in Dillon. He's going to live like Billy and find change out of the couch.
Well, I think Tim might be that person who wants more for himself and wants to change, but actually needs that person to give him the
He
nudge.
does. He does.
But is it time now? Probably not.
Probably not. I think maybe a little bit later in life. This is a very like grown up conversation to have.
Yeah.
I think she's used to a certain way, and so is Tim, and they're from two different worlds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I see this as a huge issue continually in their relationship.
It's going to get exhausting. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
absolutely.
So Lila takes Tim shopping for a new outfit. They try on blazers and they're making jokes, but Tim ultimately says, like, I'm doing this because I care about you.
And she says, I care about you. I want you to be something.
Yeah. And Joe McCoy went to Oklahoma. So this actually could have been a really good conversation.
Ugh.
And so when we get to dinner, they're walking in and we hear that Tim Googled some facts, which Lila was like, oh my God, you Google? He's like, I'm not stupid. And it seems like it's going to go okay until Buddy pulls him
It
aside.
gets in his head.
Yeah. And he says, I don't like you with my daughter. Don't jeopardize this relationship I have with Joe. So that automatically makes Tim freeze at dinner, keeps responding to questions, very simple questions with and then
He doesn't he has can't say anything. He has
nothing.
Nothing is coming out of the mouth.
The only thing he orders with confidence is rare squab. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Wait,
ma'am.
son, are you sure? I love the yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, I feel for him. I feel terrible.
No, I do too.
He didn't want to be there in the first place. He didn't
No.
want to buy a stupid sport coat. He didn't want to go.
If Buddy didn't get in his head, I think this would have went fine.
Yeah, he would have sucked it up for Lila, and afterwards probably would have complained about it a little bit. But because of Buddy, he couldn't even get past any conversation.
And the thing about Tim, he's a good football player. He can be polite.
He can hold a conversation.
He's extremely charming.
He knows how to talk.
Yeah, I'm sure Mrs. McCoy would have been swooning over him.
He would have said his stupid, charming shit.
Yeah.
And she would be like, "Oh, Timmy, he's a rare find, Lila."
That's it. You vision.
He wears those tank tops.
Those arm muscles.
She's one of us.
Yes. Anyway, this leads to a huge fight between Tim and Lila. As you said, it's like we're from two different worlds. Yada, yada, yada. Tim goes home. He finds Tyra on his couch waiting for Mindy and Billy to finish.
My favorite scene.
Wedding planning.
The whole episode. That was my favorite scene of the whole episode.
It was great. And he drops his pants, grabs a beer out of the fridge, sits next to Tyra and says, Tyra, I ate raw pigeon. And she laughs. I love this friendship.
Oh, I love this so much. And they could, they're potentially going to be like family-in-law,
Yes.
in-laws in a way.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
It's really, I was going to say they're brother and sister-in-law, but they're not. I mean, the brother will be a sister-in-law.
Right, through marriage.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But I did love this. I love when they get together and they have their stupid scenes because it's really like they always get down to it at an end of a long day and they're like relaxing with each other and they're just shooting the shit and talking about how stupid they were that day. Like I forget a couple, it was like seasons back already at this point. Tyra had a bad day and she's talking to Tim and he makes her laugh and it's like the same thing here. I really love that. And I loved this scene. It was so funny. I really was laughing out loud the whole time.
Well, what I found, like, while I loved all of this, I found a growth moment because Lila comes over.
Yes.
She brings a cheeseburger because she felt bad. And she doesn't think twice of the fact that Tyra's there. Like she
doesn't.
sees Tim on the
like,
couch pantless, and doesn't even think twice and just said, I felt bad and apologized.
Right. And I'm glad we didn't like push the envelope with that because I could have seen that happening too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we break up and you go right to Tyra.
Yeah.
But I think at this point she knows Tim does really care about me and I don't think he wants to be with anyone else. It's just we have to kind of figure out how our futures are going to align because you can tell they very much want to be with each other and they probably want to be exclusive with each other, but they're both scared, as she said before. And she also she's scared that he's not going to live up to what she knows he can be, and that is a very real possibility that he might not, and therefore I guess that would have to be the end of them. So I mean, while I can see the annoyance going on for future episodes and whatever, however we drag this out for, I'm eager to see how they will work out if they do.
Yeah. Will wants to know, is Lila still a born again Christian?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think
It's whatever she
is.
wants to be.
Right. As Billy said, she went from Jesus to you.
Right. I mean, she definitely I mean, she's having sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever that
Right.
means to her.
Right.
You know, does that have to do with Jesus? Does it not? But, you know, her other boyfriend, he was saving himself. She just fell right back into the she fell with legs wide open.
She needed it.
She fell from heaven right down to earth. Because it's Tim Riggins.
Wide open.
Let's be real. She fell right open.
Yeah. Kate asks, have you ever accidentally ordered something that you really didn't want to eat? If you were Tim, would you have been able to eat the raw squab, or maybe something that's not meat but equally gross just to save face?
Oh, that's a difficult thought.
You want to hear a story that happened to me in Italy?
I would love to hear it.
Okay. So many of you know my vegetarian story. When I became a vegetarian and my dad catching the marlin. If you don't know it, one day I guess I'll explain it, but I'm sure you know it by now.
She's a vegetarian.
Right. And then I started eating fish again. And I have like this very weird relationship with fish at this point where I only eat tuna, salmon, scallops, and sometimes cod. So we're in Italy.
And you've had oysters.
Oh, right. I forget about that. It's like choice moments in my life.
But when you pick and choose.
Yeah. So we're in Italy and, everything's fresh, but they serve the full fish.
Oh, yeah. Eyeballs and bones.
Yes. And it's to feed multiple people because it's a lot of family style. And so the first night, the whole fish comes out, but I don't see it. They cut it and I eat it and I eat a little bit of it and I feel weird. And then the next day I get it. I order and I asked the waiter, I was like, hey, is this the full fish or like a fillet? And he's like, oh, no, get this. It's the fillet. But it came very much looking still like the fish. And I picked at it and I said to Aunt, I said, you know what? I swear, like if I end up getting a full fish on this trip, I think I might stop eating fish. The next night, I kid you not, we go out and the owner of the restaurant comes around with a fish cart and pulls up every fish with a fork and goes, oh, look how beautiful, fresh fish of the day. So good with pasta. And then picks up the other, and there's prawns, like giant. And you all know.
Michelle has an ish with prawns.
Giant prawns with their faces on. He's just holding them up. And I'm on the end. Then he holds up a catfish and its face is like, so cute. I'm a little catfish. And I was like, I'm so nauseous. I haven't eaten fish since.
Wow.
I'm probably done with fish. Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe I'll still eat scallops because for some whatever reason,
it's like
they don't have like a little face.
They don't have a face.
So, yeah, in Italy, I experienced lots of fish moments where I was like, I can't really eat. I just felt weird. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm someone who loves fish, but even I, with seeing the bones and the head on it and everything, would probably curb my appetite.
Yes.
Yeah. But to go back to the question, I really don't. I'm a very confident orderer. I've never been really disappointed in a meal I've ever ordered. It's very far and few between. It is a bold statement, but I know what I like, and I know the flavors I like, and even if it's a meal where I like all the ingredients, but let's just say they add like rosemary to it, which I'm not huge into, I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna pass on that one because of that added element. So I always kind of just choose what I like. So I've never really ordered anything and then had to suck it up and eat it that it was like absolutely disgusting.
Like rare pigeon.
Like rare pigeon. That's absolutely atrocious.
Also, we live in the age of technology. Anytime I'm at a restaurant, I'm not sure. You just
Google it.
Just Google it.
Yeah. Randy's always like, what does this sauce mean? What does this sauce mean?
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
The whole town is upset with Tami over the budget going towards the Jumbotron. Tami's interviewed by a local reporter, and this reporter kind of twists her story
Kinda.
and makes it look like her and the coach have a strain in their relationship and marriage.
Where'd she get that from? She literally pulled that out of her ass.
Yeah, well, kind of piece some words together that were
Mhm.
not exactly there. Mayor Rodell comes in
Bitch.
her office
She's a
with Buddy.
bitch.
Buddy sits down and he's just like, yeah, I'll just let the mayor do this for me. And she's like, pretty much threatens her
She's awful.
and tells her she made a mistake and she better fix it. She better fix it.
Every time I hear her name, I think of Rydell High.
I do too.
Okay.
I do too. Yes.
It's just me. Rydell High. I just I keep thinking of Rydell High.
Yeah. She could have been a character,
She
right?
could have been a character, right?
Yeah. Buddy then informs Tami that he and the boosters had a meeting with the superintendent. So how fucked up is that? The boosters and the superintendent have a meeting and don't invite the principal.
They're all slimy.
Were you to say sluts?
Maybe, but no, they're all slimy, including Buddy. I'm back to I'm back to the hating Buddy club.
You are?
Yeah.
You're there? Okay.
Buddy.
Hold on. I thought I heard you peek. No, I think we're good. But he tells her that they had this meeting, there will be a trial, and the funds have been frozen.
So now she has no money for school.
Mhm.
No money for anything.
Mm-hmm. And then throughout this episode, we see her trying to explain and get advice from Eric, who's been very distracted helping Smash, which is great.
He's also not touching the situation.
He's not.
On purpose.
Right. And we'll see in next week's episode, too, this weird balance of her wanting him to be the principal's husband and him wanting her to just be the coach's wife.
Absolutely.
And he pretty much says, hey, listen, as your husband, you did make a mistake.
Yeah, you were wrong. And she's like, are you kidding?
How do you feel about this?
It hurts me so bad. I feel terrible for Tami that her husband won't support her. He's also literally on enemy lines. Like he is the coach, head coach of the football team, the number one thing that all this town cares about. So it's riding on him as well that they focus solely on what the benefit of the football team is. So she gets the shit end of the stick because her husband is the head football coach, the one that it affects the most. So him saying, yeah, you made a mistake because it affects me now as well is really shitty.
Yeah, and they could be a power couple.
Absolutely.
But when there's such a huge
there's a big divide. And she was okay with being the coach's wife, but she always wanted more. And now she has the more. And she has the moral compass of the town. The town has no moral compass. All they literally give a shit about is football. They don't care if these kids are dumb. They don't care if these kids are working at the local diner after they graduate, just as long as they play high school for the next 4 years of their life. Who gives a shit about what happens to them afterwards?
Just get us to the playoffs.
Just get you to the playoffs, and then that's it. And then you throw them to the curb, and it's on the next roundup of kids. So it's just a shitty, fucked up situation.
Who was that guy's name in season 1 who came back? He was like the big honcho panther.
And then he was selling cars or whatever. Not selling cars. He was
insurance.
But was he?
He wasn't. He had no money. He had no money.
That's what's going to happen to all these kids if you do not give them a good education and give them something to lean back on. Like if all you care about is football and you're not going to put any stock into your teachers or just any funding for the school, how are these kids going to live in the real world?
Well, we see that, and Tami sees that,
right?
And Tyra wants it.
She's the only one, and it's petrifying to be in a town where it's like you're in the Twilight Zone. Nobody is paying attention to you, and nobody thinks that you're right. They all want to go one direction. That's the wrong direction.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Tyra's running for class president, and on one of her posters, someone drew all over her face, gave her horns. I'm horny. And Landry tries to sweetly cover it up.
It was sweet. He was trying to protect her. And I was telling Michelle when we were watching, I'm like, I felt that was very out of character for Tyra to be actually upset that they did that. I feel like she would have been like, oh, rolled her eyes. She's tough exterior. I mean, I know she's soft inside. She's a big little doughy inside.
She is. I think she just wants to be taken seriously.
She does.
Which
absolutely.
We see this conflict back and forth because she goes to the vice principal trucks and he was like, what do you expect? You have no self-respect. Ginny's been running her campaign for weeks now, and now you expect people to step up and vote for you.
Right. I mean, there's a way to talk to someone.
Yeah, he's awful.
He's awful. He's not wrong, but he's awful.
Yes.
In the deliverance. Like, you can't just wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I want to run for student council, and I have to get my ass together to figure out how I'm going to get support from people. But there's a way to deliver it, and he's just a dick.
He is just,
he's just an ass.
He just sucks. So she goes home and she's sitting with Landry and her mom and Mindy, and they're saying pretty much sex sells. Use what you got. You're gorgeous. She doesn't really want to go that route, but then decides, you know what? Maybe my mom's right. I should do that. She grabs some chicks from the landing strip. Next day at school in the quad, they're dancing. Everybody's wearing low-rise clothes, and Truck shuts it down and wants to suspend her. And Tami negates that. While Tammy's unhappy, she's like, we'll let this slide and see what happens at the town hall meeting.
Do we think that that was the right thing to do?
I do.
She overrided he's the vice principal.
As she could, though. She is the principal.
She can. But it's like she didn't trust his judgment on that.
Yes.
I mean, even though she probably wanted to tell Tyra that she didn't agree with the way she was handling things.
Yeah.
But she loves Tyra, and she wanted her to have a fair chance.
Right.
And then she feels badly she gave her a fair chance because she was unhappy with the result.
Well, right. So at the town hall meeting, the students are asking questions, and they ask Tyra, like, why should we vote for you? You have no experience. And Tyra says, please, like, if you want Ginny to be your president, she's going to throw you a prom where no one will get laid.
Yeah, no, that was really yikes.
But here's cringe. Tyra going with what she thinks she should,
right?
Even though she doesn't really want to go that route. It's just she's like converting back to it.
Yeah.
And so she, walks into Tammy's office, and she's like, they said they couldn't be done. Do you see the results? And Tami just like gives her some words.
I would have loved to see her actually fight for that spot with like a dignified reasoning of why she should be the president, but she won anyway. Right?
She did. Yes, she did win. Yeah.
Hopefully she'll reel it in
and gain some self-respect.
Right.
Kate asks, how did you feel about Tami in this episode? I usually love her, but I seriously considered choosing her as this week's shittiest for the first time ever. This is what I was talking about at the top of the show. Whereas I get that the school desperately needs money, I did not agree with her decision to try and appropriate the boosters' funds to spend on academics, insisting that it's technically within her rights to do so, and then stubbornly refusing to budge. Also, I thought she was unnecessarily mean and dismissive to Tyra after she won the election. It was way harsh.
Way harsh, Ty.
Way harsh, Ty. That's how I read it too. Thank you, Kate. So Kate sent this, right? And I'm like, wow, I actually really liked Tami in this episode because I am all about change, and you have to do things that are uncomfortable to create the change.
Right. And that's what she said. She says, I have to start the change.
Right.
Even if it rustles people's feathers.
Right.
She was like literally standing her ground.
But I see what Kate's saying.
Absolutely. No, I love hearing a side that obviously is not my own.
Same.
And I'm just I do think she was harsh on Tyra, but also we know Tyra's better than that.
Yeah.
And like I said just before, I would love to have saw her actually like show up these people and be like, no, actually I did do my research and I know what I'm talking about, and I will give you X, Y, and Z if I'm your president. But she didn't go that route, and that was really disappointing. I really wanted that for her to be like, this is her year. It's her senior year. And while she did win, it's like on, I don't know, not great bounds. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a letdown for me, but I hope she changes it. I hope she turns it around.
Vic asks, did Tyra running for student council remind you of Brooke? For me, I did not think of Brooke once.
No, never.
so yeah.
I forget.
Me too. I totally forgot.
Those years are a blur to me.
A sidebar convo. This came to me in the shower. I was like, you know what? I think I love the cast of One Tree Hill more than I love One Tree Hill. And I love the OC more than I love the cast of the OC.
That makes sense.
And Friday Night Lights, I think, is a beautiful mixture of both.
Absolutely.
And Gossip Girl, no comment.
No comment. I was funny in the car ride here. I was thinking about if I was to be asked out of at least all the shows that we podcasted about thus far, which one was my favorite. I honestly think it's this show.
Oh, I love
for so many
that.
reasons. Like it's from start. We're in season 3, and while I know season 2 was the wonky season, we might have some more wonky episodes coming our way, but all around, it's just a really, really good show, and I love every single character.
Even
I
Buddy?
just love even Bunny. I just really enjoy this show. Like I really look forward to it each week. Not that I didn't for our other shows, it's a different feeling for me. I feel like a comfort with this show. So that would be my answer if someone were to ask me what my favorite Total Buddy show is.
That makes
so
me
far.
really happy.
Thank you. I hope so.
Yeah. It's hard to pick a favorite Total Buddy. That's a tangent. I won't go because it's
Well,
like
I mean,
favorite
like you literally have your
teen
favorite
drama
show.
or your favorite podcast.
Oh no. I mean, no, it's my favorite show. Not that this is not a great podcast, but it's my
Right.
favorite show out of the ones that we've podcasted about.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I thought you were. That's originally what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. But it is great.
It's so good.
But thanks, Vic. Yeah, I did not think of Brooke.
No, I forgot about that.
Whoops. Smash is back to running drills, but still having hesitations with his speed and after being shoved by Tim in a practice, which we love how Smash and Tim are friends.
I loved.
And in this scene, when they're practicing together, Tim has a nice cutoff.
Nice tanky.
just had to make note of that. But what this stems from Smash when Tim shoves him, it's all from fear-based. And it's clear throughout this. And he's clearly worried about his knee.
Yeah.
Again. And also misses playing with a team.
Oh.
He's not measuring up to who he used to be, feeling lost. So coach goes into the Alamo freeze and gives, I guess it was a good pep talk. I don't really love the whole phrase man up.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand this is how he talks to, I was just curious if you felt this way.
Yeah.
Because Smash humbly says, like, I don't know if I'm who I used to be. I was used to playing on a team as a Panther, and now I don't know if I could be that person. And then coach is just like, man up.
Yeah, he's abrasive.
Yes.
It's
yes.
It's not like a heart to heart, like I am your coach, I support you. It's just like get yourself together and shape up. And
yeah,
I guess that's how Smash needs to be talked to.
Well, that's what I was wondering because Coach and Jason had such a different heart-to-heart relationship.
I feel like Coach never would have said that to Jason.
Not
even to maybe to Tim.
Oh yeah,
never to Matt though.
Yeah, a little softer.
He's softer with the ones who are softer. I guess Smash and Tim need a little bit of a tough love.
Sure.
We know Tim needs the most tough love ever.
But then this leads to one of my favorite scenes in this episode. He tells him get to the field, full pads, and the whole team, his old team shows up and they play with Smash.
I had little tears.
Yeah.
It was really sweet. I loved it.
Tears.
And he needed it. That's exactly what he needed to have the confidence in himself again. He's just he feels lost without being a part of like the big picture.
Yeah.
It's just him as the picture and he doesn't know who to be because he doesn't have a solid path of where he's going.
Right.
But Coach, I give Coach a lot of credit though in this episode. I mean, not just in this episode, but the last two where he's not giving up on Smash. He refuses to let Smash give up on himself. It's really beautiful. I said to Michelle, I'm like, what time do you think he's like getting up with Smash to practice? Like he has so many other things he has to do and he's taking time out of his day to work with him.
Yeah.
It's really big.
Yeah, while trying to deal with everyone else commenting on his
his
choices. I mean, but we had a short little
half a second.
Yeah, a Panther game against Larrabee Lions. They won.
Yeah, and Matt was good in the game, right?
Matt was good in the game. Yeah. But Smash ends up getting the opportunity for a walk-on at Texas A&M, which will be in 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
good.
Coach goes to deliver the news.
Oh.
And then as Coach walks away, you just hear them all screaming Corinna and his sister and Smash. And that's when you cry.
Crying. Still
Cry.
crying.
Cry.
My eyes are
I
burning.
don't know what it is about Smash, but anytime I see him hurt or succeed, it it breaks
too.
me. Out of all of them.
It's Gaius. It's really
It's
Gaius.
Gaius.
He's so incredible.
I know.
And you see every emotion. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, on his face. Like
Yeah.
when he's happy, he's so happy. When he's sad, he's so sad. It's really good. And then him and his relationship with his mom and his sisters, like they're all very close and they're like just a good unit for him. And so when he's happy, they're happy. When he's sad, they're sad. Oh, it's just so good.
I love it.
It breaks my heart, but like melts my heart.
But even Coach, when he goes, oh, hi, Corinna. So sorry I'm here. He's like smirks and he goes, as soon as Smash went,
I
you
know.
guys 2 weeks. We got work to do.
You're so right.
He leaves and then he like, hey kid, and like waves to Noni.
It's a weird balance of him with the way he handles Smash.
Yeah, it is strange.
Yeah.
Another tear heavy moment in this episode. Last but not least, we have to talk about Matt and Lorraine. She goes to the doctor for a checkup. She's in the danger zone. She's not taking her blood pressure medication, which is affecting her dementia. And so the doctor tells the doctor tells Harrison that I can't give you the pills because you're not her guardian.
Right. And they don't have any pills left because she won't fill the pills.
Correct. And she doesn't want to take the pills because it dries out her skin. She looks like a mummy. So Matt meets with, I'm assuming that's a lawyer.
I guess so.
An attorney, family lawyer. And he suggests becoming an emancipated minor. And then that would allow him to become the guardian so he can look after his grandma's affairs, which is so hard. He's 17.
He's 17. I cannot even imagine having to deal with this. Emancipate yourself to take care of your grandma, not to emancipate yourself to get out of your house situation. No, you literally are doing this so that you can stay in your house and take care of your grandmother. That is so heartbreaking to me and says a lot about him.
And the fact that in order to become an emancipated minor, you have to get a parent to sign off. His dad's in Afghanistan.
He has no parents.
Right.
So we think.
So after trying to convince grandma one more time to take the pills at Applebee's, which a little side scene we have, he walks out behind, he's kicking boxes, and Julie comes out and he vents to Julie about everything.
Yeah.
Did you like this scene?
I did. I mean, I like
cute.
them as a unit. I think they eventually, my light predict here, will find each other again.
Yeah.
But as you said, like with the joke, when Julie was making a joke about how grandma was demanding pudding, and I was like, wow, that was really not a good timing. But then he laughed. And Michelle and I were like, we would be pissed. We would have been so pissed.
Yeah.
In that moment. And then maybe a minute after I would have laughed about it. But he immediately laughs, and he needs some lightness in his life. And maybe Julie is that way to give him some balance of happiness, because it's just very dark.
And she knows his situation.
She does. She understands it. I mean, she was there a lot and helping him. She saw him at his worst, saw grandma at her worst. So she's definitely a good ear for him. So I did like that scene, and I do like it later on when they talk about it again.
Yeah, after the final sweet scene between Matt and his grandma, at this point he's like still thinking like, what should I do? And he's heating up milk for her. And then she says, I saw your game tonight. You're such a sweet boy. I love you. And then starts crying. And then I'm crying.
Yeah.
And then it just flips with him. He's like, I know what I have to do. So he borrowed. Okay. I don't know if anyone else caught on to this, and I don't know if you did. He wakes Landry up. And he says, hey, can I borrow your car? I'll be back in the morning.
He wasn't back in the morning.
Right.
It was nighttime.
Right. He borrows the car, drives off, which you called to his mother.
I called it midway. I was like, where the hell could this guy be going?
Is he going to Iraq?
I'm like, where is he driving to Iraq? How's he going to get there? But I'm like, oh, wait. No, he does have another parent. And they never actually tell you anything about her. So I always just thought, I don't know if I thought that she was dead. I don't think I thought she was dead. I just thought she wasn't around, which is the case.
Mike wants to know, did you think we were ever going to meet Matt's mom? Do you think
Yeah.
we'll see her again?
Yeah, we'll see her again. I know she's I'm not that I know, but I can predict she's not on the island.
She's not.
Yeah. Yes, I see it. I could see this as a storyline for Matt. For sure. I
Yeah.
could have seen this in season 1.
Right, because why would we introduce her to sign the form? She does end up signing, so he can
She
become
does.
emancipated minor. Why would we do that and then never see her again?
Right.
I
It
guess we
wouldn't make
could.
sense.
Yeah. After he gets back, he picks up Julie from her shift, sees her waiting, and they have a really sweet exchange. He fills her in about meeting his mom, and then she shows him the car she's saving up for.
Her Celica.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, she's super excited about it. She has to make enough money for working at Applebee's.
It shows she's independent. She's focusing on certain things.
Yes.
She's a tolerable Julie right now.
Yes, she is. And I remember her saying it last episode, like, I need to get a job. Don't you want me to get a job?
Yeah.
So here she does. She got her job at Applebee's and she's saving for the car so that she can really become her independent self.
Yes. I know you made your prediction for Sailor.
Yeah.
Vic wants to know, do you prefer Tim and Tyra versus Tim with Lila?
Like, as a couple, come on.
You know, like Tim and Tyra, we saw they were so toxic.
So toxic.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. And like, I feel like for a little bit, there are some parts of Lila and Tim that can also be toxic. Not right now, not currently. I guess Tim and Lila, if I really had to pick. They didn't I wouldn't say bother. Bother's not the right word. I wasn't affected by them in a way where I was like, no, I don't want you to be together tonight. I think I said this last week. Like, I'm okay. I'm understanding that this is where we're going. So I'm fine with it. I just I'm just looking forward to seeing how it goes. That's it.
There's no couple yet where we're like, oh my God, I hate this. I'm triggered.
Right. No.
I don't know if we'll ever feel triggered on this show.
That's good.
We're just so in the red of opinions.
Yeah, no.
Like, obviously, we'll always have opinions. I'm just thinking of our other shows where, like, you can get pretty nasty about. We have some choice words about others. But yeah, I don't know. Lila and Tim right now, I'm just like, okay.
I'm like a little indifferent about it.
Right. That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I have to say, I don't love the sailor ship name.
You don't love it?
I don't.
What do you want it to be?
It doesn't. I don't know. I have no other opinions. I think I just don't like it.
Okay.
And that's it.
Maybe we can call them Mooly.
I don't know if that's better.
It's not.
I think Sailor, because it's their last names and where I'm so used to using the first names, that's what throws me. And to me, Sailor doesn't sound like Matt and Julie.
Chat's not that great.
Chat's
they all suck.
They're
so
bad.
I guess that's why we coined Sailor.
Mike says in season 2 we saw Liz start to like Buddy and actually picked him as an MVP a few times. Do you think that Buddy will continue to trend upwards, or will he decline and go back to season 1 Buddy?
I think as a parent he'll go up. I think as an individual he will go down. That's all.
Okay. He says, did either of you notice that Matt poured his grandmother a glass of milk out of a plastic jug? What is that about?
No, I did not notice. I just thought it was cute she was drinking warm milk. It's
Very
like a little
cute.
cat.
Yeah. And then last but not least, will Dylan be getting a Jumbotron, or will the money go to academics? Sidebar, why does a high school need a Jumbotron?
It's ridiculous.
Sounds a little excessive to me. Because it's the Dylan Panthers. Yes.
Get this freaking Jumbotron.
Yeah. What's going to happen with the academics, though?
They don't care about it. It's very clear. I can see going obviously both ways. I would love for Tami to be like, this is my school. Okay. But like, then again, aren't there people above the president? The president, the principal,
the superintendent.
The superintendent. They went directly to the superintendent for the Jumbotron, correct?
Well, the boosters raised money for the Jumbotron. And then that wasn't put into execution. And so then the superintendent has now froze the
Right. So the superintendent is on their side
because the town loves the
because
Panthers.
the town loves Panthers. So Tami can only do so much here. She can only go as far as possible as a principal could go. So without the support of anyone else, I would love to see her strive and to like help the school out tremendously. I would love to see that. I just don't know how she's going to achieve it with nobody on her side.
Right. Well, in 2 weeks is the trial. So
Right.
she needs to gain
She
some
needs a good ass
momentum
like
for
speech.
academics.
I don't know. Does she got a lawyer?
Well, she needs her own version of boosters. She needs
Right.
academic boosters.
She does. Who's going to support that? Everyone's supporting the football.
Yeah. It's not great.
Jeez.
Music in this episode, we had Fink, Better Than Ezra, Juliana Hatfield, Rai Rai, and the War on Drugs. What quote do you have?
I think you know it's coming, but as soon as they are done humping, I'll get out of your hair, Tyra.
And a follow-up, I ate pigeon tonight, Tyra. Tim.
I loved it.
MVP and shittiest. So last week we didn't do 3, 2, 1. Do we want to do 3, 2, 1?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. MVP first.
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
Matt.
Tami. Good ones.
Love it. We had votes for Matt and Coach.
Oh, a Coach is a good one. I almost did give it to Coach as well. Tami, though, she really had my heart this episode. I felt really bad for her.
That's what I love. The fact that me and you felt the same way about Tami, and then Kate almost chose her as the shittiest.
I know.
Yeah. I love that. I love that though.
Yeah.
Shittiest. Do you have yours?
Oh, why did I even look? I know who it is.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, trucks.
I was gonna say booster slash buddy.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, booster slash mayor.
yeah. So we had a bunch of votes for mayor, buddy, boosters, the town of Dillon. They were all kind of a collective shitty. Yeah, throw trucks in there too.
Trucks in there, yeah.
How many t-shirts did you count?
I had 2.
Yeah, we had a range between 1 and 4.
Oh.
So we're all in the same.
Okay. I was in the middle.
Yeah, you're in the middle. What was your favorite Coach moment?
I'm torn, but I think it's going to be Coach getting the team on the field for Smash.
That was mine too.
Yeah. It was just really good. It was nice that he was a part of it. He was coaching everyone, but really it was for solely Smash.
And also they were having fun.
They were having fun. Yeah.
There was no pressure.
Yeah, and then whoever that was knocked Smash down. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. Like, did I get the knee?" And the Smash gets up. He's like, "That's 6, baby.
I'm back.
I'm back."
Oh my god, my heart.
Oh,
my
so
heart,
cute.
my heart. All right, let's go into a booster of the week. Who are we supported by?
We're supported this week by the OG, Allie. Allie and Kate from Itty Bitty Wedding Committee. I got to interview them. It's live on the We Are Liars channel if you're interested. It was so fun to talk to them. Allie was our first patron ever. I know every time we talk about her, I am always like, she was our first patron ever, but like that's huge. So that's why her name is the OG. And I wanted to just say, we love you and we thank you so much for the support that you have given us since 2016. That is incredible. And while you are quiet, I know you're still listening, as you told me. So we love you.
Thank you, Allie. And we had the pleasure of getting to meet her.
We met her in 2017, I think. Or like maybe end of 2016, early 2017. It was like cold, I felt.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it was great.
It was great. Whatever day it was.
Yeah.
We had brunch and it was delicious. And we got to meet Allie and hug and it was great.
It's great. Love you, Allie. Thank you so much for your continued support. All right. Before I give you a look into next game's playbook,
I just realized I put the pen over there.
If you would like to be our Panther of the Week, please consider leaving us a rating on Apple Podcasts along with a review. You do so, we will shout you out and you will become our Panther of the Week. To help you and maybe provide some inspiration, we're going to give you an emoji. It's
Yeah.
like being in a club, a secret club. The emoji will pair with this episode, and you can drop that in the review. You can send us a DM on Instagram. You can send us an email, talkintexasforever@gmail.com, with just the emoji, just so we know you listened to this episode. Which emoji? Should we pick a pigeon?
Is there a pigeon?
There's got to be a bird. I know there's like a gray bird. What
Okay,
were you going to
let's do the
say? You were
bird.
going to say
I was
something.
gonna say like mother.
Mother.
Like mother for Matt's mom. Like because we met her in this episode. But I feel like a pigeon is better.
Send us any bird, and then you can write, this podcast is way better than Rare Squab.
There you go. Perfect title for an Apple podcast to review. We'll definitely get some heads turning.
I hope so.
They're like, people will be interested. Like, what is this podcast that's
Yeah.
better than Rare Squab?
I'm definitely curious now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Let's look into Next Game's Playbook, Season 3, Episode 3, How the Other Half Lives.
Okay.
4 words. Angle.
Angle.
Offer.
Oh.
Ribs. And Nemo.
Nemo?
Yeah.
Nemo.
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 Maybe someone gets a fish.
Uh-huh.
I think the Taylors are going to get a fish because Julie brought it home. Someone at work were given a white goldfish and they named it Nemo. Ribs, I think Buddy's having a barbecue and he's getting the McCoys. The McCoys are coming over. They have to mingle. Maybe JD's like interested in Lila. I can see that. And yeah, he just has to like mingle with them. But he's making ribs. Or is ribs a coach thing? Did we do a ribs? We did a ribs. We did a ribs. Maybe Tammy's having like the back to school barbecue at her place and
I'm
the
impressed.
ribs. Okay,
I'm
I got it.
impressed.
He's awake.
Wow, she caught on to the ribs. Look at you.
Famous ribs. Okay, I got it.
Wow.
Offer. While I want to think that that is Smash, are we going to go 2 weeks from now? I don't know if we'll do that. Like, will we jump to 2 weeks from now? No.
Looking at me. I'm not giving you any clarification. I'm just listening.
Just listening to me. Offer, I think, has to do with Smash, and maybe he will get another offer. And now he'll be like, well, now which team do I go to? And then Angle. An angle that something is looked at.
She's
You
on
can
fire.
look at it from this angle. Maybe it's Coach and Tami. Like, look at it from my angle, my side of the things. I felt really good. You're giving me
brava.
You're giving me so much life.
Brava.
Thank you. Okay, I feel good. I look forward as I normally do. I feel like I say that every week. I look forward.
You did good. You did real
Thank
good.
you.
Very proud of you. Last but not least, we have Will's football poetry corner. Strip sack.
Sorry, that threw me off guard. Just as Tim took his pants down, like strip sack. That's my mental picture going on. Okay.
A strip sack is when a defender sacks the quarterback and simultaneously strips the ball away from him for a turnover. Tami runs the risk of being sacked for her major decision, while Tyra invites some strippers to help her campaign.
Oh, very good.
Thank you, Will.
My mind was going in the gutter for that.
The utter gutter.
The utter gutter.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, if you're enjoying the show, please consider leaving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and leaving us a review. If you want to send us questions and comments and be a part of the show, talkintexasforever@gmail.com. And if you want to watch us on YouTube. The link is in the bio, along with our Patreon information. If you want to support us, that would be awesome too. But we'll be back next week for episode 3. Wow. Utter gutter.
Utter gutters.